And opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by the Bahamas Football Association, Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Jazz in the Gardens, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Click, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Persizan Games, Pindertal, Printmasters, and Tropical Jarrows.
Never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do. Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say what the wicked ought say.
Good afternoon, good day, happy Thursday. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. Yes, just Pearly in the house today. How are we doing on Guardian Radio 96.8? Still waiting on my little cold front now. Does he? I don't know. But it is what it is. It's good to be here, and you guys need to become Talking Heads.
Here's how you can become a Talking Head, brought to you by BTC.
And I wants to hear from you today. So it's 323-6232, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, or 325-4259, 325-4259, or toll-free 242-300-5720. And, of course, I'll take a text any day. Powered by BTC, 422-4796, 422-4796. That's what I like. I like people just following instructions, you know what I mean, Mr. Producer? But before we take the caller, let's find out what's going on in the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
I swear we can't make this stuff up. $394 million deficit. PM optimistic fiscal targets will be met. Government reallocates $2 million more for OPM travel. I tell you, we can't make this stuff up. Government seeking to borrow $300 million. The PM pledges national strategic plan on moorings. And Pindar government has failed to tackle real issues. Do you think so? And in the business section, PM real property tax revenue up 45 point year compared to the same 6-month period 3 years ago. Property tax collection this year has doubled, growing by 31.8 million. Bahamas Canada Trade Mission seeks to deepen ties, bring new technology. Farm supported by Golden Yoke Project releasing eggs on the market. Really? Okay, court dismisses judicial review on Sandals on Overwater Chapel. Wow, interesting. But you know we got a caller. I like when they listen. I like when you call in. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Pearly. How you doing?
I'm right here, my brother. What's happening?
I wasn't calling to respond to one of your headlines, right? Because I called in vague because I was looking forward to the show today.
Really? Oh, smell my head. Okay.
I can tell you why. The name of the show is Talking Heads, and then y'all say y'all want everybody to become Talking Heads.
Yes,
I think y'all need to. It would be good for listeners if y'all include a segment called Talking Out Your Head. Because some of the things that become our headlines, they got to be talking out of their head. And for one, that headline, I think it was yesterday, where Mr. Mitchell talked about he don't think it's in the best interest to answer questions or answer the public on certain things per se. Like he got to be talking out of his head. Gotta be. You are an elected official. How did the PLP allow him to make such a comment even?
Because he run things.
Oh, things. But the Bahamian people gonna show them things gonna run weak.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day,
Thank you so much for calling, my brother. Appreciate it. You're the first caller for the day. Oh, I got a couple of announcements to make here. Click, the Bear of the Bahamas in 5. Join us Saturday at Smugglers Square for an epic celebration of the 2024 Boxing Day and the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo winners, the Saxon Superstars. The Junkanoo season may be over, but the celebration is just getting started. Enjoy music by Playhouse DJs Lil Giant and DJ Tank. And performing live is Fan Sean and D-Mac. Let's celebrate the 4 straight John Canoe winners, the Saxon Superstars. All right, NRG is nutrition. Check out our world-famous smoothies, signature quinoa dishes, best salads, and breakfast fit for a king and his queen. Open for breakfast, lunch, and now for dinner. Each order made with love. The highest quality ingredients and is nutritionally balanced. Visit any of their 2 locations, Old Fort Bay, open until 7:30, and West Bay Street above the Henrietta Plaza on the 2nd floor, open until 4 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NRG Bahamas. Cool, got them out of the way. You hear that? It's at the Big Fest on Saturday. Check it out. Boy, now, I am concerned. We spending like crazy. We $394 million in deficit. Now, let's understand what we mean when we say in deficit. That means we spent $394 million and we have. So we owe that. We in the hole. We in the red. All right? And guess what? We were supposed to only be $69 million. So we some 330 or 320 some million dollars in the hole. And then the Prime Minister says he's sure we're going to meet our targets. How are we going to meet it? Please, somebody help me understand this. Somebody said, oh, the VAT money ain't reached yet. When the VAT money come, this can drop. How much? How much we're still spending? I'm concerned. I am really concerned. 2 million more for OPM travel. Olympics. I trying to figure where they going. And this 2 million ain't just get put on. This get put on from July, August. I don't know. Then we can borrow 300 million for infrastructural development or something like that, they say. Was that to match this 300 million old deficit? And then we can do moorings, but we can come up with a plan after we done sign one heads of agreement? Boy, scandal on top of you. Calling you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, this legend there, man, George.
How you doing?
Listen here, they born just as much as they owe. How is that possible?
George, you sound like an echo. Can you bring the phone closer to you? You sound like you next door.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Stop trying to talk to me on speakerphone. Put it on regular.
Yeah, I say they born just as much as they owe.
George, call me back soon as you get it clear, because I could not hear a thing you're saying. It sounds like you in the ocean. It sounds like you way back in the ocean. Call me back, please. Okay? Because I couldn't understand anything you were saying just now. Please call back. Text. 3 cents in regards to VAT. He's planning on dropping VAT on certain things. Again, it was cheaper. He did left it at 12%. Instead, he put VAT on bread, food, and medication. No VAT was on bread, food, and medication. The Bahamian people were saving at 12%. Now they're spending more money. Some people can't do math. Wow. R.I.P. Arthur Wilson. Why do you treat... Oh, I ain't sure what I said. Seriously, what are they borrowing $300 million for if they're in the house of jokers bragging about the increased VAT intake? Great show as usual, Pearly. What's going on with these planes mishaps? I'm getting scared to fly. Great show as usual. Like Perry says, they just pissing the money away. They start under your administration, but it ain't matter who start, because guess what? It ain't my administration. But the former administration was voted out. They lost. They get put out for what they did not do or what they did wrong. So we can't worry about them. These brothers in charge, they have to fix it now. That's the words that the Minister of Foreign Affairs used when he was in opposition. You and government fix it. What is a mooring? That's something they say. But I figured somebody's got access. I looked it up. These are moorings is a docking facility. All right, that's the best way to put it. That's the simplest way. You can pull your boat up in the middle of the water and somebody will be sticking out the water. You tie your boat on, and then you can moor there or park there, if that's the proper terminology to use. Okay, I think the PM borrowing this amount of money because it's election season. Well, it probably so, maybe so. Probably so. Hey, Pearly, this the New Day government, man. They put us back $130 million a year. We can't let them continue, bro. Well, call you on the air. That's, you got to vote the way you got to vote. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, just call it back, yeah. Yeah, man.
Why you insist, George? Why you insist on George, listen to me, please. Why you insist on talking on speakerphone? You're sounding like you're in water. Okay, George, I can't hear you. You gotta call me regular and talk to me regular. Call back again, please. Because if you talk to me on speakerphone and the echo in your place and all that, it sounds like you underwater and I cannot hear you, brother. And that's a disservice to both you and I. Back to this. Would it be borrowing the $300 million for? It said, let me see. It says, Prime Minister Davis yesterday tabled a resolution seeking Parliament approval to borrow $300 million. According to the resolution, the government is seeking capital to fund national development objectives, including the infrastructure development projects. Now, when we say infrastructure development projects, is that the road paving? But I thought we got money for that already. I could be wrong. Then we got some money for airport, $75 million for airport and $20 million for something else. I confused, and somebody ain't following up on this. We just reporting this and we saying, well, how this money being spent, how they justifying it. They don't answer questions. They don't justify what was going on. So how do we get to know? Do we feel that the government is overspending? Are they just throwing one big party? You all tell me. When I see, and I watch the House of Assembly every Wednesday. I watch the budget debate I read the budget. Now they said we's gonna be in the whole $69 million. Okay, I can live with that. Things happen. But now $394 million, 6 months into the new fiscal year, if it goes like this, now let's say this is the trend. I'm not an expert. That means we could be $800 million in the hole come June. How much VAT are we collecting that can offset this because they say we can meet our fiscal targets? How? I look forward to debate next week to see how we're going to do this. What are we going to do in order to make sure that we close the gap in this deficit? I don't want to come next week and hear me doing A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and you ain't telling me how you're getting the money to do it. That ain't sitting well. I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be sitting here and they're talking the wrong things. And I'm not trying to, how to put it? Because the fellow tried to say it started under me. I know it started me because I ain't never been in government. But even if it started under the Minnis administration, the Prime Minister Davis campaigned that they had the answers to fix it. They had the answers to do the airport in Grand Bahama. They had the answers to sell the hotel in Grand Bahama. They had the answers to fix the economy. That's what the campaign was on. But now I see a $394 million deficit. Is that something we should be concerned about or being care? As long as the lights, the street lights, we could drive, we could go to work, we don't care. I mean, do we? Do we understand what does this mean for our country? Because we're sitting pretty and smiling right now. Do we understand? Mind you, I got a 6 in front of my age, so I may, God may grant me another 20 years or so. I ain't have to worry about this so much with my kids, my grandchildren. Is that what it is? Because these guys sitting in the house, they may not be around 25 years from now to worry about this? Are you speculating? I don't know. Y'all help me? Pearly, Chester say, don't ask him, ask the PM. I can ask who can answer the question. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Pearly. How you doing?
Right here, my brother.
Glad to hear your voice.
Glad to hear yours too. What's up?
And you're very agitated.
I ain't over agitated or more concerned than anything else.
Last week, our main concern was some about 104,000 plus whatever. This week, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that no more. We talking about something else. Well,
is it ever evolving situation in our country? One day is this, the next day is that.
But see, our prime minister, right?
Uh-huh.
He fits this role perfectly.
And how's that?
Because he know that if he could come out and talk about it, it'll change, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, that thing on the moorings thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if we saw the extent, it impacted outside this country. And 90% of the guys who traveled, right?
Uh-huh.
On a poll, the guys say they wasn't coming back no more. And that's what caused them to change their mind.
When they said they wasn't coming back because all these moorings getting put up, or they wasn't coming back because the mooring thing get canceled? Which one?
No, they wasn't coming back because all the moorings thing came under a company that was outside this country.
I listening.
It's like we have this thing with these cruise ports now, right?
Uh-huh.
All of Disney, them have one, right?
Yeah.
And they're actually co-opting our climate, our location. And I doubt they're paying for that.
Well, they're paying. I mean, Disney and Carnival and all them ain't going there for free. They investing. They putting money in.
No. They investing, right?
Yeah.
But think in terms of the other time. Okay, say if the roads were stretched, right?
Uh-huh.
And say if we had the sense to do something of that nature, and now and our thing would be indigenous, Mickey playing around or.
I personally don't have a problem with those situations per se, because it generates income, it generates taxes, it generates jobs. I don't have a problem with it per se. I would like to see it to be a little more indigenous, in using your word. But we're not a country of industry per se, in terms of we got gold mining and mineral mining and all that stuff. So we rely on foreign direct investments. We rely on, and when I call that, I call it two ways. We rely on the big foreign companies to come and invest big business here, and we rely on the tourists. We rely on the tourists to come and spend money and invest in our economy. Go ahead.
I have no problem either, right? But foreign investment has a degree of displacement, and it's 10 years or 15 years, right? And persons come here, are established here, but now if they gonna be a part of our community, but too many of them, only come here for the profit.
Well, I mean, everybody, you in business for profit. You ain't getting business to lose money.
Yeah.
So I would think they're coming here.
Yeah. That's the part that scares me, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, buddy, glad to hear you on again.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks for the call. Interesting. Let's see with a couple of texts here. Hey, Pearly, has this government paid anything on our country national debt since they came in power? That's a wonderful question to ask, But I think the loans we got are being paid every month. I don't know if they're paying it every month, but I think the payments are being made. I would hope so. Yeah, I can put out a limit and say yes. The folks who claim they would not visit Exuma because they would have to pay for moorings are no economic loss to us. They want to use our resources for free. I don't know if it's all of that, Texter. I think it's the way they were being. I think, how to put it. I think it's who billing them as to not where they're being billed, or where they're being billed as to not who billing them. Am I saying that correct? And I don't know the facts and the details on it, and I'm going to do a little more research. I saw some stuff come out today, and I saw some names being called and some pictures being shared and people who agreed to this and who signed off on this and all that. And it could be that you're using your position for economic gain, which is not right. I'm not going to knock anybody for trying anything, for trying to do business, having business. But you can't have a big position of OPM and use that to make sure you gain. Something ain't right there. Something don't feel right there. Something don't look right there. You know, that's I just want to be safe on that one. Boy, let's take our first break. Interesting. Very, like I used to watch a show called Hogan's Heroes. I still watch it. And there's these Americans and the Allies were in a German prison of war camp. And they had a guy named Sergeant Schultz. And he says, I know nothing. I see nothing. I say nothing. So, I don't know why I say that. I don't know what the sense of that. But I guess people saying they don't know nothing. And we need to know what's going on with this. We need to know what's happening. Anyway, this is Pearly on the Talking Heads Thursday. It's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Are the wicked in a Babylon stew ya if you're weak? Whoa, plead my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise against the eye, and order my steps, oh Jah, the way is dark and I.
Craving some extra finger-licking good flavor? Well, love is in the air at KFC, and it's downright irresistible. KFC's Mega Love Bucket is filled with 8 pieces of the crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken buttery biscuits, 8 saucy nuggets, large creamy mashed potatoes with gravy, and 4 sweet strawberry dessert biscuits. Pass by KFC today and crunch in love with a Mega Love Bucket. KFC is finger-licking good.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Bahamas, are you ready? The world is coming to Asan for the 2025 CONCACAF Beach Soccer World Cup qualifiers. March 11 through 16 at the Beach Soccer Stadium next to the Sydney Poitier Bridge. The Jungle Beach Boys, top 5 in CONCACAF, taking on Mexico, USA, and El Salvador. Beach party meets world-class soccer, non-stop action, Jungle rhythms, great food, and pure vibes. And it's free. Bring your crew, ring your cowbells, beat your drums, no whistles. March 11 through 16 at the Beach Soccer Stadium. Visit BahamasFA.net for details. Bahamas Beach Soccer, pure vibes.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation. Boy. Rastaman a born pagan, so I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do.
And we're back. It's the Talking Heads Thursday. This Pearly in the house. It's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Pindad, government has failed to tackle real issues. Says Free National Movement FNM leader Michael Pindad said yesterday that Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis' mid-year budget statement was a public relations spin to obscure the government's failure to address multiple issues facing the Bahamas. Is the government failing to deal with major issues in this country? Are we dealing with the cost of living? Are we dealing with the immigration crisis? Are we dealing with crime? How is our educational system growing? Is the government dealing with the real issues, or are they just fluffing us? I listened to the debate, and it's he's bragging about how much taxes they collected. The revenue was up. They dropped VAT from 12 to 10%, but they don't never say that we may have dropped VAT from 12 to 10%. But we also put it on breadbasket items, women, feminine stuff, medicine. They ain't saying that. Then they can say, oh, the economy better than it was 3 years ago. Well, 3 years ago, we were coming out of a pandemic. I would expect the economy was dead because of I would expect anything that happened in 21, 22 would be better in 24, 25, but don't you? So when we say it can be for stupid and dumb, man, that I don't understand that we had a pandemic in this country, or we're the only country that had a pandemic. There's a pandemic in this world. So the whole economy of this world slowed down. It picked up. It should pick up. If it didn't pick up, I'd wonder what you're doing. Please, man. Don't take... Oh, Lord. Pearlie, years ago in Freeport, there was an investor in Freeport had a position at the Port Authority. Whenever investors come into Freeport, he gets the contract to construct the business. Hubert Ingram put a stop to that. Okay. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing?
Good evening, Pearlie. How you doing?
Right there, my brother. What's up?
When the payment people going to get it?
I don't know.
I think it's just bleeding. That's what the government, president, successive governments has been doing. And for some reason, the Bahamian people still crying out and saying what they want. The system that the government wants to work is working. The system that the Bahamian people anticipating that should be put in place is not in place. The very that the government expect to work is working. And they are being blatant with what they're doing to the Bahamian people. At what point the Bahamian people will realize that they've been dumbed down, taken for fool, cast aside, and now being replaced. There is no country in this world where the people could vote in a government and the government could be blatant with its people and letting and showing them that some other people are here that are more important than you. And we are supporting what the government is doing because we keep voting them in, right? What I will find interesting is the government is increasing the population, and seems as if they are using the Haitian nationals. But I can assure you, this government could not have done what they're doing in Haiti and still have a stable government. And so as we look towards populating this nation, this country, we better be careful and mindful who we are using to assist in the growth of population. Because Haiti, they don't take what we take in. Believe to solve problems is through violence.
But we're not. That's not the nature of the Bahamian people, so I don't see that happening. I mean, I hope that would never happen here.
Well, the Bahamas is the most beautiful place I still believe in the world.
Yeah.
I still believe the Bahamian people are the most beautiful people, caring people, trusting people in the world.
Yeah, sometimes too trusting.
We have to fight to preserve what our forefathers had worked hard for. Some clean shoes, some clean toilets, some work the farms, sponging, some working straw work. They did not produce what we have running this country today. The people who run in this nation today does not represent our forefathers who wanted them to get an education, come back home and build this country, and then step aside and allow the next generation to run it as once they are trained.
Were they bringing in retirees on top of retirees?
The retirees should have been ashamed of themselves to have to come back because they are now taking bread off the younger people's mouth. We are setting up this country for failure, man.
We ain't teaching. We don't teach. I used to work at another place, and one of the problems I always had was you'd send a manager off to a training seminar and he'd come back and keep all the information to himself. And then when you see evaluations, everybody getting high evaluations, but I would say if everybody getting high evaluations, why the company ain't booming? we sell ourselves short in this country, you know. $100 and we voting $20 a year. $100, give me $100 election and I can vote for you. And then you get a call you on the air.
Well, they can say, take the what and left the who. Take their money and vote them out. That caller that just called in that's talking about what seems to be like a subtle depopulization of our society. It's a very touchy subject because, you know, it seems like every time we, as a Bahamian people, every time we say something about it, people try to make it seem as if we're being anti any other nationality. And I want to intentionally say it that way. But the reality of it is that we're seeing this happen. And just recently today, I went into the food store and I realized, like, hold on, we don't have parking boys almost anymore. We now have parking adults of a certain nationality that's now filling the place. And when you listen around, you hear, oh, the young people don't want to work, and the young people this, or these children this, and these children that. That's one thing. Then the other thing, while in the food store, Pearly, I heard you mention out of the headline, it said something about the Golden Yoke program. It is paid $11 for something got to be diabolically wrong in our country when even our tax-paying dollars can't help us to afford affordable eggs in our country. Even after we invest our own money as a people, we're still paying this kind of exuberant price for eggs in our country. Something has to be wrong. What are hot cross buns going to cost this Easter?
Man, don't scare me like that, man. Because, you know, I got to have 2 dozen. I got to have 2 dozen.
Pearly, you know what I thought about? I thought about those persons in communities who every other morning they send the son or daughter to the shop with $10 to get egg, sausage, and bread to feed the family in the morning. If egg now costs $11, how are these families surviving? How is that single retired adult who has limited income surviving on a monthly basis, Pearly?
It ain't easy. And we're not surviving. Some things are being left off. This bill ain't getting paid, that bill ain't getting paid. You're trying to juggle this, you're trying to juggle that. We're not in a good way. We're not in a good way.
When I saw the price of them eggs, I almost forget everything else I went into the food store for.
You should ask me the last time I eat egg.
Honest, I mean, like if you go into the food store, and I can be real with you, you go into the food store and you find yourself saying, no, but I ain't buying no egg. You start to feel like, hold on, man, my life shouldn't have to come to this where I decide that I ain't buying egg no more, man. You start to feel a little primitive and a little out of place, so you're still paying $11 for the egg because what's the sense of going to the food store if you ain't going to buy egg?
But the bottom line is you can't afford it. For a dozen eggs, $8. Cornflakes, I can get cornflakes and milk and don't pay that much amount of money.
This is outrageous, and I hear people around our society say, you know, if this was the F&M, you would have had a fire on every corner protesting against what's happening in our country. But when it's the PLP, it's like, oh, that's just the PLP.
Is it they holding the F&M to a higher standard than they hold the PLP?
Whether that's the case or there's a double standard or there's this next thing you hear people say, well, you know, the PLP has victimized people, you know. And I can tell you the young people on the road, from what I'm hearing on the road, the young people are more so saying, the young people ain't saying they've victimized you. The young people say there's unalive you.
Wow.
So anyway, something has to be done in our country at this point. Like we can't just start. It can't just be 2026. We campaign into 2026. So we must endure this level of, and I mean the murders on our streets. I'm talking about from the food store come down. We're facing hell on almost every side. Pearly, in the food store, in our light bill, on our streets. There's almost no peace of mind in this country for us at this present time as a people, man. This is becoming antagonizing to live in.
Wow.
The rich and the poor are complaining.
All right, call. I got another caller. I hear you. Boy. Listen, don't forget, tomorrow and Saturday, Fine Thread Sidewalk Sale, up to 50% off on the Market Street store. Check them out, okay? From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Fine Threads sidewalk sale up to 50% off on the Mackey Street location. Check them out tomorrow and Saturday. Callie on the air. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. You sound like you're a mile away.
Oh, I'm on my radio. It's trumpet.
Okay, turn your radio.
I was listening. I have the radio on. I said I'm in my car. It's trumpet.
Okay, what's up?
I heard the caller said $7. I went in the horse race, and I paid $17 for a crate of eggs.
Wow, that's the 12 a dozen? That's a dozen? That's a dozen?
No,
or that?
not a dozen. That's a double thing.
Oh, the 30 eggs or something like that.
Yeah, $17. They didn't have the smaller one.
Wow, that's not good.
And what I want you to ask, right, the Prime Minister then he went wherever was when he talked about the strength of comparing the Haitians to.
You are really sounding like you underwater. I don't know if you're trying to talk on speakerphone.
No, I'm asking you now. Can you hear me now?
A little better now, yeah.
Okay, what's your take on what the Prime Minister was trying to say on the Haitians?
You mean from the last, you're trying to get their votes? So you're trying to make them feel comfortable? So when he say he's one of them?
No, I mean this last episode he made when he was speaking to them. Where he was on.
That was on. I think it was Abaco or one of when they had he invited to a Haitian church. I can't be mad if you invited to a church.
And he's made an illustration saying that the PLC was grounded or started with a Haitian leadership. That's what he said.
I don't know. I cannot comment on it because I'd be honest, you did not pay attention to that.
I didn't either. That's why I'm trying to figure. Let
me do some research and then I have Naughty address it in the morning.
I want to go back to it, but I'm trying to figure if that was the case because I hear a lot of people, making different statements in reference to it.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna pull it up this evening and check it out, and then I'll ask Naughty to say something about it tomorrow on the show. Okay? All right. Thank you, darling. Callie on the air. How you doing? Caller, are you there? I guess not. You gotta be a little patient. Callie on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, it's Bob and Pearly.
Hey, what's up? What's up, brother?
Yeah, concerns, the caller before the lady. And so, Pearly, this is a real country, like you say, I'm not going to worry about somebody being invited to a church. But what I was afraid of and vexed about was what was being discussed. And so even though it was nothing negative, it was pathetic and pukey for me because you go in there and you said that you're discussing, telling them to, the pastors to try to talk down the people or dissuade the people from coming here illegally, right? But then on the other hand, you're congratulating them for helping to rebuild Abaco like as if they were working for free, but it's all exploitation in any rich event.
Uh-huh.
And then you turn around, and like I said a couple of years ago, over a year ago, that they have given Abaco to the Haitian people, and I don't care what they say, but listen to me, man. Let me tell you why. They like to follow geopolitical politics, mandates, and from these non-governmental organizations like the WHO and all of these other farce of organizations that try and enslave humanity, right? But let me tell you something. Governor DeSantos did something very pragmatic with the stroke of one pen. He implemented something called the Shantytown Act, right, Pearly?
Uh-huh.
You heard about it, right?
I heard it, yeah.
You heard any of these imbeciles talking about anything like that over here?
No.
Why not? So it was a simple fix. So he's begging them not to come, but when they could turn around and just do a simple act, just implement a simple Shantytown Act, and that will stop the double impede them from just coming and squatting on the land and then taking up and absorbing our, social infrastructure, school, healthcare systems, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to hear this. Listen to me, buddy. Not only that, right? Listen to me now. Nobody, I like Christopher Davis and I like all the rest of them, John Qualley, them. I like the Afro, our Pan-African, when we are being subjugated, and you saw the disparaging video from the guy who's saying he lives in Miami, and this is what he's saying to the Bahamian people, and disparaging remarks and showing contempt for the Bahamian people right in their own country. Now, I'm noticing that none of these guys are telling me, if we are one and we're from Africa, where is this narrative about it's more us than them, and this Colombian necktie narrative, and these disparaging remarks coming from calling Bahamian people stupid, lazy? Where are these coming from, Mr. That's what I'm saying, is buddy. So the question then becomes, why is this? Why should we tolerate that? If they say they don't hate us, but we don't hate them because they're here in numbers, but they will become more emboldened. You see the government allowing them to get away with all the gambling and the chicken fights in the wilderness, wherever it is in the back there. I know where it is because I used to be in the bush everywhere.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, this is what's going on. But I told you, these guys are starting a flame that they can't tame, and another caller hinted to that. I saw a Haitian guy, Yucca Cutlass, on a drive over a simple accident, or a simple, almost possible accident on 6:30 in the morning the other morning. But the guy could have beat him, you know. But he didn't have to let him go to his car to get a cutlass. He had two ladies in the car he ran over. Right? That's right by island luck. Anyone could go get the beat and see. But what I'm saying is, Pearly, we can't speak, but it's inglorious because we need a Shanty Town Arc. We just can't see. What I'm saying, they can talk all they want, but when you're not allowed to express what you're seeing, and if you can be gaslighted, you're an imbecile, and you don't have a mind. Now we see what's going on. For me, that we have entities such as national security, but we're discussing how pastors can help us impede immigration when we know that the pastors are very much a part of it. You can see the big jumbo church on East Street.
I got you.
Buses moving around. They're being allowed to get away with too many things.
Okay.
We saw the Haitian guy smuggling an Awaki. Nothing happens. We see where we want to talk about prejudice, right? We saw where they have a Jamaican guy in the paper because a family member of mine was locked up the other day charged with some armed robbery and some other stuff.
I got to speed, John, because my producer time I got to go on a break.
But if they just say if they're Haitian, they wouldn't say that. They don't put it like that.
I got you. Point taken. This is Pearly, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We can take a break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up and get you into Cuban Millie, but we'll take a quick break. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, a Talking Heads Thursday. We'll be right back.
The wicked are go feel it. We will take the stand against the ones who oppress us, and by every means, we just not give up and live up now.
NRG is nutrition. Check out our world-famous smoothies, signature quinoa dishes. We have the best salad and breakfast fit for a king and his queen. Open for breakfast, lunch, and now dinner. Each order is made with love and the highest quality ingredients and is nutritionally balanced. Visit any of our 3 locations. Old Fort Bay, open until 7:30 p.m. West Bay Street and Gladstone Road in the Monrose Complex, open until 4 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NRG Bahamas. NRG, nutrition ready to go.
Pender is carrying a new line of tile, the Sky series of porcelain. Comes in 4 colors, tones, and shades. There's Sky Noir, Sky Azure, Sky Glance, and this one, Sky Gris. A smoky kind of feel. It's not heavy and depressing, but gives the area a chill feeling. The Sky series comes in 2 formats, 24 by 24 at $5.30 a square foot, 12 by 24 at $5.25 a square foot. I really like this series for big spaces, and being porcelain, they can take a lot of traffic. The Sky series at Pender Tile.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
The KFC chicken experts have done it again with the new Kentucky Mesquite Chicken Sandwich, featuring a large 100% premium 120-gram white meat filet topped with cheddar cheese, smoky bacon, lettuce, tomato, and tangy red onions, all drizzled with ranch sauce and served on a toasted brioche bun. Choose original recipe or spicy, but don't wait. This mouth-watering masterpiece is only here for a limited time and only at your favorite KFC. The new Kentucky Mesquite Chicken Sandwich at KFC.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation. Boy. Rastaman are born pagan, so I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari by the guidance. I'll never say what they daddy just say. For Emperor Selassie, I trust and obey. Rasta words of his substance. I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari by the guidance.
And welcome back to our Talking Heads Thursday. This Pearly in the house. I hear cutting up with 2 nice looking young ladies. But they ain't hesitate to let me know they are Mrs. Mrs., not Miss. Who I have with me? I have Miss Noel Smith.
Akeisha Noel
Smith.
Mm-hmm. Sadira Lavardi Cooper.
Sadira Lavardi Cooper. And you're from where?
Lavardis are from Bimini.
No, I mean your organization.
I
know where Lavardis are.
If
it's one thing I know where Bahamians from.
We're from Feeding 5,000 Network today. And what we're doing, we are here to talk about a wonderful initiative that we are coming Saturday. We have a group of foreign language teachers.
So you got your ladies are foreign language teachers?
Yeah.
Which school?
I'm at Woodcock Primary.
Okay.
I'm from Queens College. I'm here in the capacity of Feeding 5,000 Network, but I'm
because don't
from
you
Queens
ain't,
College.
because you know that's a sock man you talking to. So let's let you from the Feeding 5,000.
Yeah, I'm from the
we ain't talking about that
5,000
other place. That green. No, anyway.
Yeah, we go
I have
green.
very dear friends from QC. I only teasing.
Yes, that's fine.
Including
that's fine.
your former past principal, Ms. Turnquest. Very dear friends.
Yes. I know it.
Okay, so what are you doing on Saturday?
So
and
on
where are you
Saturday,
having?
we are hosting a free workshop for students.
Free. Oh, yeah, that free students.
Free. That will be sitting the BJC and the BGC examination for modern languages.
Okay.
And so back as educators.
Wonderful.
By profession, we see the struggle.
Okay.
And we know that a lot of times children, they are able to connect, but sometimes unable to connect the dots.
Right.
And so we've been able to get a dynamic group of teachers to come together to speak about the 4 components and the building blocks of how you would master a foreign language. So we are going to have techniques on listening, how to ace that listening examination, how to go ahead and be able to structure proper essays and structure proper writing to perfect their writing skills.
Yes.
Reading comprehension, some of that is going to be in the room, as well as the speaking component. That is the biggest part. But we have a full understanding that if you are able to speak a foreign language or any language, as a matter of fact, but you're not able to read, write, or listen properly, you are illiterate. So we're coming together to give some tips and some tricks and some resources that we have. And we're looking to build a community, a foreign language community, where our students and kids in the Bahamas would actually love. And on the heels of Modern Languages Week, which is next week in the country.
So next week is Foreign Language Week and Women's Week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where are you having this workshop?
So this is going to be hosted at the University of the Bahamas on Saturday, March 1st from 8 a.m. to 12 noon.
Where? Any class?
Registration is mandatory, so you would have to visit our Facebook page to access the link, or you could go on Instagram or TikTok.
What is your
We're
Facebook
there.
page?
Feeding 5,000 Network.
Feeding 5,000 Network,
You have
Facebook
to
or
go on
Instagram.
there, visit the Facebook page. Actually, registration closes today.
Okay.
So they would have to go ahead, register today. It is a must. And then all of the particulars in terms of what they will need to bring themselves. So what they'll need to bring and where they can meet us, and all of the extra stuff will be sent directly to them.
This the first time you're doing this? Or
This is the first time we're doing something like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all give back in our own unique way, but we are coming together this time because we know we can go fast alone, but we can go very far together.
Okay.
So that's what
So
we're doing.
you're from Woodcock Primary and you teach, what do you teach at Woodcock?
Spanish.
Español.
Sí, español,
And
claro
what do
que
you-
sí.
Mi español muy poquito.
¿Por qué poquito?
And what do you teach, madam?
I teach Spanish as well.
Okay. No, I my sister was a Spanish teacher at St. Augustine's, the principal, Marie C. She was a Spanish teacher from 1987 there. So it was imperative that my kids all got A's in Spanish,
Yes.
and she was on their case a lot. So I never got into it the way I should have. But when I do get an opportunity to travel to a Spanish speaking country, I'd be surprised how much of my Spanish comes back to me. You know, I can order food.
That's a good.
I can have a small conversation in terms of getting around, asking for directions and stuff like that. But in terms of having a conversation, no. And I regret it at times. So I want to encourage young people to get into it. It's particularly in a country like us that we're targeting tourists. We're trying to do business all around the world.
Correct.
A foreign language, and not just Spanish, French, German.
All of them.
So
Mandarin.
And Mandarin is very important because we do a lot of business with the Chinese. And the way Trump going, we'll be even doing more business. But that's a joke. But it's important that we get into a second language. In particular, in a country that we have a lot of people who do speak 2 languages, and where English is not their native language, we're at a disadvantage.
Yes. We are.
And it's important that we do this. So Saturday, 8 a.m. at UB, but you need to get on the Facebook page.
Feeding 5,000 Network.
Feeding 5,000 Network. Why that name? Are you feeding people also, or just feeding them knowledge?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Registration is a must.
Okay.
And like she would have, or like I would say you would have alluded to, we are not just giving tips for Spanish. We have a multilingual. Well, all of us have. We have experience with French and Spanish.
Okay.
And so we have the French and the Spanish BJC and BGCSE. And so anyone can benefit. And our goal ultimately is to get our students not just loving foreign languages, but able to go ahead and be more marketable in the global market, speaking more than one language, 2 languages, or maybe even 3. So that's our goal and our way of giving back.
And it's all free.
It's free.
It's open to kids who taking the BJCs.
Well, once they go to the registration link, they'll see that. It's sometimes children are able to take the examination a little earlier.
Yes.
And so it's open. It's open. And once we would have reached our quota, then, it will automatically shut off. But registration is mandatory.
So my last question. So this is just for languages?
This is just for languages.
For foreign languages.
For foreign languages on the
Okay.
heels of Foreign Language and Modern Languages Week.
Okay. And so when you take the BGCSE, there's a listening
There's a listening component.
to it.
All 4 of
Okay,
those.
so you need to pay. Kids, get on Feeding
5,000
5,000 Network,
Uh-huh.
Feeding 5,000 on Facebook or Instagram. Register and get to UB on Saturday morning. It's something that you and see. I first admit it. QC does very well in the BGCSE and the GCs and the BJCs. All right,
Correct.
and so if you got a QC teacher here, you're gonna get some
We
good
have
knowledge.
3 Queens College teachers on board, and we have government teachers as well.
Wonderful.
So all stellar, and after this, the next phase of it will be going to the Family Islands.
Okay. So next, when you get the next phrase, please come back to let me know what's going on.
Okay, we surely
4
will.
o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay.
We love
It's
you.
so good to have you here.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Tell me your names one more time.
Akeisha Knowles Smith.
Akeisha Knowles.
Dero Lavarity Cooper.
Mrs. Cooper from Woodcock Primary in Queens College. So good to have you here with us.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for coming,
much.
and we'd like to see you next time.
Thank you
All
for
right,
having
thanks
us.
a lot.
This has been Pearly, and this is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. We're going to take a break, get to the news. When we come back, we can talk some sports. I can't wait. Baseball coming. Baseball coming. See you in a minute.
Never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do. Cause Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say what the wicked are say. All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Wepa, soy Joe Cuban Willie, and it's Thursday, and it's time for the Phobos, the Cuatro Pelotas. And your Phobos today?
1911, 1911, 1911.
That's your Phobo for today. Play it and win with the Island Game. They're winning, my friend.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation. Boy. Rastaman upon pagans, so I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari give all the guidance.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by the Bahamas Football Association, Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Jazz in the Gardens, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Click, G Nutrition, Percy's On Games, Pindertal, Print Masters, and Tropical Jarrows.
Never say what the wicked are say. Neither will I walk in the council no day. All the eyes be no God.
And welcome back to our Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Yes, this Pearly in the house, and it's time to talk some sports. Let's get right into it. And today in sports history, today is Thursday, February 27, 2025. Today in sports history, in 1908, Major League Baseball adopted a sacrifice rule for the first time. It was repealed, reinstated, and then changed several times before being permanently accepted in 1954. In 1912, the New York Yankees announced that they would be wearing pinstripes on their uniforms. In 1963, Mickey Mantle signed a contract worth $100,000 with the New York Yankees. In 1973, Dick Allen of the Chicago White Sox signed a contract worth $250,000 a year for 3 years. Some small money back then. In 1977, Stan Mikita of the Chicago Blackhawks scored his 500th goal. In 1987, the NCAA canceled SMU Southern Methodist University's entire 1987 football schedule for gross violation of NCAA rules on athletic corruption. In 1996, the Chicago Bulls reached 50 victories in 56 games to set an NBA record. In 2001, the New Jersey Devils, a streak of 10 consecutive road wins in the NHL to tie an NHL record. In 2002, the Houston Astros announced that they had struck a deal with Enron to buy back the naming rights of the ballpark for $2.1 million. The ballpark would be called Astros Field until a new sponsor came along. In 2003, Emmitt Smith became a free agent for the first time and the Dallas Cowboys released him. And the sports quote of the day, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Vladdy Sassoon. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, guys, so let's check the home court. See what's going on there. Let's see what's happening here. Thomas on track for gold at Carifta. She won 3 gold medals at the Speed Capital meet. Local cyclists get on their bikes for King of the Hill. And Corner Bank announces 2nd annual Golf Invitational. I really need to pick golf back up. I used to play a lot of golf. I used to sneak off. Man, they can't find me no more, so I can say it. I used to sneak off from work, 3 o'clock to go try to get 9 holes in before dark fall in the summer. I was so addicted, and I would be so frustrated on the golf course, trying to do certain things, and then one good hit, one good shot would make me say, I can't wait to come back the next day. Sometimes I'd be ready to break up my clubs, throw the bag down, curse every dirty word I know, carry on bad, furious, trying to calm down, and then hitting to be a beautiful shot and be like, this is worth it. I played 8 lousy holes, and the 9th hole I hit, I play a really good hole. That's what golf did to me, and I know a lot of my friends like that. It's just something, but it's a fun sport. I have clubs. I just need to get back into it, and I think that I'm going to make that my summer goal this summer, to get back into golf and play a little bit of golf and see if I could get back to that, that fun thing I used to do. But it's a wonderful sport. Plenty of money in it if you're good at it, and it's great. It's great. Hey, that's great. Maybe not as good as baseball, but it's really good. So, people, what's happening out there? What's going on? Who's in and who's out? Boy, I don't know. Oh, the final 15 today is going to be pretty cool. Colin Cowherd is going to talk about Jason Tatum feeling disrespected. And you remember now, he wasn't treated too well on the Olympic team. And then also part of the story is talking about Bill Dallas regret trading Luka. All right, so like I promised you, we're going to get into some more baseball talk and some more basketball talk. All right, not so much football right up to now. And, it'll be a football here and there, but we'll try to talk as much about the NBA and talk as much about baseball. So you feel what's going on, BSSA is coming up. GSSA is coming up. That's what it is, the BAISS and the BSSA coming up, track meets. Soccer against QC. Oh, yeah. I just had some QC kids. The people who spoke to me is QC teacher and kids from QC. And we had to have a little row before they left, Boy, that's going to be some good stuff. I think that's week after next, or next week, I think. Caller, you on the air. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Thank God for life. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, sir. This is my first time calling in, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the teams that went down to Speed Capital this weekend. I was there.
Okay.
I was about 5 Bahamian teams.
Okay.
And we had a good old time cheering for each other. And, the Bahamian teams took Speed Capital and Florida by storm.
Where exactly was this held?
This was held at the Anson Complex right there in, I think, in Miami, Florida. Yes. And it was the start. Team Velocity was there. Coach Sherry Francis' team. Team Velocity, Kids Athletics, Star Trackers, Swift, and I think another Grand Bahamian team.
So did you participate?
made it. He's 7 years old. He got the bronze in the 100 meters.
Okay. Which track club is he from?
He is from Kids Athletics for Coach Sherry Francis and Coach Murray and Monroe. And also, they got 18 medals strong.
Super. What school does your son go to?
My son goes to Kingsway Academy,
Oh.
but he's in Team Velocity and Kids Athletics.
So he's in, which grade is he in?
Is he what?
Which grade is he in?
He's in grade 1.
Oh, so in another 5 years, you'll just be driving further up the road to drop him off to another school up the road, right?
I don't know about that, but I mean, maybe, who knows? But he's been doing well. And, and traveling, he's been doing well. He holds his own. And not only that, I want to just, Cameron Henfield also, he made Carifta this year on Team Velocity.
Wonderful.
And he got 2 goals in the 100 meters, 200 meters under 17 boys.
Super.
And Barry Miller also did well. The whole team did exceptionally well. And so we were just ecstatic and proud. And like I said, Star Trackers, there are a number of young women over there who got golds and bronzes as well and silvers. And so the Bahamas really showed up and showed off.
Wonderful. One, they're preparing well for, and then all of them will be the track meets next week in Carifta coming up in April.
Yes,
so
sir.
they're all getting
I'm
ready.
looking forward to a great Carifta year for the Bahamas.
Okay, and I'm so happy you call, and don't be shy. Call back again another time too, as well. All right?
Yes, and Pearlie, I might as well say I love when you're on. I love when you're on. I love Naughty too, but I love listening to you. And so much about sports from you all, and it made me even go watch a couple of games for these other events. So keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. That's encouraging. That is so encouraging. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Take care of yourself, all right? And congratulations to all the athletes that did well this weekend. I pulled so hard for our kids to do well, create opportunities for them as they move on. He's in the 1st grade, so when he gets to St. Augustine's, he'll even be a better athlete, and then he'll get a chance to go to college and excel and be able to do some great things for himself and his family in this country. And that is so good. I love that kind of stuff, and I will encourage that every single day of the week. Boy, that's good stuff. So, baseball going on. I mean, spring training. So you're starting to see a lot of teams now. Their stars are starting to get a game in here, get a game in there. Like the Dodgers down 1-0 to the Rockies. So that shows me, and the 7th, that shows you that's a pretty good game. So you're going to start seeing people ramp up. Like Yamamoto pitched yesterday, he only pitched a couple innings. Just to get a little feel as he ramps up, He might have been at 80%, 90%. And then as he gets more the practice in, because the Dodgers season starts in 3 weeks on the 18th in Tokyo, Japan, where they'll play the Cubs. But what happened yesterday in the NBA, the Trailblazers had a tough time with the Wizards. Had a really tough time with the Wizards. The Celtics drop on the Pistons, have won 7 in a row. The Pistons have won 7 in a row. That's the team that didn't make the playoffs. They were the laughing stock. They used to get the lead on ESPN, the lead story on ESPN. That's because they were losing. They had a losing streak. Now they're getting the lead story on ESPN because they're winning. They beat the Celtics last night, and they did well. They held under the pressure. They didn't fold. And they put a good 20-point beating on the Celtics last night. That was good basketball. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I see the Pacers beat the Raptors. The Knicks beat the Sixers. I thought the Knicks would have beat the Sixers a little better than that, but, it was a 5-point win. I don't know. I just don't understand the Knicks. The Knicks, I picked the Heat to beat the Hawks. The Heat did a great job. They walked all over the Hawks by 20 points. The Thunder, the Nets probably the worst team in basketball. And yeah, I said it. And OKC had a hard time with them yesterday. And I'm telling you, OKC is a good team, but I don't know if they're good enough to win the NBA title. I don't know if they're good enough to represent the West. Because it's easy to play one game, beat that one team. But when you got to play a 7-game series and you got to adjust for game 2 and adjust for game 3, and fellas can see what you bring to the table, because you could have a surprise thing for game 1, but you can't bring the same thing back in game because they can be ready for that. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. I see the Clippers beat the Bulls last night. I expected that. I see the Jazz lost to the Kings. I expected that. I called that. And the Rockets beat the Spurs. I called that. The Spurs the Spurs hurting, so they ain't doing too well last night. Then we looked at a couple of NBA games last night. All right, I picked Michigan to beat Maryland. They did that. We looked at Clemson and Notre Dame. Clemson beat Notre Dame last night. Texas A&M lost to Vanderbilt, which was a huge upset, which hurt Texas A&M a little bit. And that basically not going to stop them from making the NCAA tournament, but hurt their seeding, because they ranked 12th in the nation, which would have put them as a 4 or 5 seed. They could drop. Auburn was awesome last night all over Ole Miss by 30 points. Memphis beat Rice. We picked that as well. And there was another game we looked at yesterday, the Kentucky-Oklahoma game. And Kentucky had a hard time at Oklahoma last night. Went into Oklahoma run for their money. They beat them by 1 point, 83 to 82, which is not a good, well, I shouldn't say it's not a good thing, because at this time of the year, a lot of teams are coming to their own, and they're jockeying and playing hard for tournament play and all that. So, you can't come half-stepping with them. And then St. John's. So the St. John's, University of New York, not Minnesota St. John's, not my St. John's. They won their first Big East conference title, and I think in almost 30 years, since 91 maybe. My dates may be off, but they really have turned the team around. I think it's Calipari there, if I'm correct. BYU beat Arizona State last night, and there was another good game last night. What was that? That was West Virginia, the women with Utah. I enjoyed that one last night. I was just flipping through all the games last night, just flipping back and forth. I had this wonderful app that I get to see everything. So I was able to flip through them and get an opportunity to watch a couple of pieces here and pieces there. So when we do the picks today, the Lakers got the Timberwolves coming into LA tonight. And we got a couple not a lot of games, only about 5 games tonight in basketball. All right. So we'll talk about them in time to do the picks and all that. Reminder, I said Carl Wood is going to talk a little bit about Jason Tatum. What do you feel about the Celtics? A team that can repeat? I got some Celtics fans who call in and they really think the Celtics can repeat easily. But when you're a defending champion, you got a bullseye on your back. And you got everybody in this grandma coming at you in basketball. Cleveland has improved its team. They look really good. And I can't wait to see. I think they're supposed to be playing each other pretty soon. And I can't wait to see that game. That's going to be something good to look at. And we'll get a better idea of where they're at. I don't know when they're playing. I thought they were playing this week. Yeah, they play tomorrow. Cleveland goes to Boston tomorrow. That's going to be a big, big game. That's going to be a big game till we get the chance to see what they're about. But tonight is only about 5 games. I think we got a call on the line. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Bernie. How are you?
Thank God for life. How are you?
Not too bad. Hanging in there. You gotta hold on. You can't let go.
Oh no, if you let go, you're gonna fall.
You better believe that. I ain't letting go. Don't worry. I am the first person who ever sent you a command when you came on the radio. On the radio.
Yes. Okay.
But this time I have to call because I'm calling to talk about my grandson.
Okay.
And the team the athletic team velocity, and
yes.
Kids athletic, they went away
yes.
on the weekend.
Yes.
And his mommy called and didn't remember to call his name.
You know what? I wanted to ask her that, and then she called another name. I said, well, that's the right name. What is your grandson's name?
My grandson's name is Leslie Munnings Jr.
Leslie Munnings Jr. Grade 1 at Kingsway Academy.
He got the bronze medal in the 100 meter and the bronze medal in the high jump.
Okay, and he goes to Kingsway and he's in grade 1.
Yes, that's right. He goes to Kingsway and he's in grade 1. And she did. So I just would like to, congratulate the team. They did very, very well.
And tell Leslie in 2031, September 2031, I look forward to seeing him being a 7th grader at the Great St. Augustine's College.
Yeah, okay, I will definitely tell him that.
Tell him I look forward to seeing him do that. But I do appreciate you listening, and it always excites me when women listen to something.
I listen all the time. I listen, not all the time, I should say. I listen every day. I text in a lot. And I'm one of the people who on Naughty's team about disabled parking.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Often I would call. Sometimes I would just text. But I call, I listen, and I listen even to the sports because my husband is a Laker.
Oh, he's a good man. Laker. He's a good man.
And, he loves it. So every time I have to listen to hear. If he missed something, I have to listen so I can tell him. So you do a great job, Pearlie. You always do a great job.
Thank you
and
so much.
You're always so, you're always pleasant and everything. So you and Naughty do a great job, and I really, really like the show.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that so much. And this is what it's all about. When people like you call in and give us the props, we really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then MJ comes on too. I can't forget her.
But keep both Naughty and MJ in your prayers. They both fighting the flu. They travel and was stuck in the airport for a long time last week, and so they're fighting the flu and all that. So we're hoping that both MJ and Naughty feels better soon. So keep them in your prayers, okay?
Yes, I will. I pray they feel better soon.
Yeah, you say you got 100 more.
So
Okay.
you take care of that, Freddie, and continue the great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope I can get out this room. My head smell a little bit. Mr. Producer, my head ain't do smell it. I can get out it. Yeah, that's great. I love it. And I love when our kids do well, and particularly at the young age like that, getting into track and field. I get excited. On Saturday, I get to see my grandson play in a tournament, soccer tournament. So those things, watch the kids do well, it's exciting and it's fun to see. And it's fun to encourage them because they give their all out. And particularly at that young age, they give their all. They go, then they want to perform well for their family, they want to perform well for themselves, and they want to perform well for their club. So congratulations to all the kids that did well this weekend, and continue the good work, and continue to qualifying for the Carifta, guys. Continue to qualifying for the Carifta. We look forward to it. All right, so we don't have a lot of games today, but then, you had some spring training games in baseball today, and I talk about it a little bit, but I don't put a lot of emphasis on it because it doesn't mean anything. It's not a matter of you, man, because I asked yesterday, what happened? He says, I was trying out, experimenting on 1 or 2 pitches. So what he was doing is trying to work on his location, his high fastball, high and inside fastball. So he would throw it. It would miss. It would miss once or twice, and fellas hit it. But this is what spring training is about, to work on your flaws, to work on your mechanics, to work on certain things so that when the season gets ready, you've already experienced that, you've already done it. Caller, you're on there. How you doing?
Yes.
What's up, Brother Sands? What's up, Mr. Yankee?
New York Yankees, man.
What's up, Mr. Yankee? What's
Listen,
happening?
I don't want you to big, but of course you got to big up the Dodgers and all that sort of stuff. Look at Yankees could be right there, man. I tell you, right now, like I said, we look. I don't. Our left fielder, Dominguez, he got hopefully he can break through. I don't know why they're trying to make a center fielder, left fielder, because it really.
But that's true, but that's what spring training is all about, for you to work on those things. So when the season starts, you're ready.
Yeah, but if you see, we talking about winning the championship, we don't want nobody waking on nothing.
You're talking about winning let's get it right. You're talking about winning the American League Championship, not the World Series, the American League Championship.
I talking about the championship.
Yeah, the American League Championship, you're right.
American League, I talking about the championship.
But I saw a story.
To twist that.
I saw a story yesterday.
But we're gonna beat it. Run it all said and done. We could be right there.
Probably,
right back to the World Series.
No, you probably will be, because I saw a story yesterday, and the guy said that even though you lost Juan Soto, you brought in Cody Bellinger, and you brought in some other pieces, that actually the Yankees they're a better team in 2025 than they were in 2024. So I look forward to another Yankee-Dodger World Series. That makes it great.
Yeah, but I anticipate that will happen. We did it back in the 70s, 77, 78.
Yeah.
We could do that again.
That's a long time ago.
Back World Series. That's a long time, but it's possible.
No, actually, you did it since then. You did it, in 99 and 2000?
No, but I ain't talking about when we almost won 5 World Series. I'm talking about to beat you guys back to back. That's what I'm talking about.
So we got to pay. So I know what you was talking about. I was trying to avoid that, but I know what you was talking about. I was just like straight to the right on that. But the bottom line is, we got to pay you back. Since you took 2 from us, we got to pay you back.
We're gonna even it up 1-1.
No, it's got to be even up 2-2. Two back in the 70s, 2 now, and then we'll see what happens in 2026.
But it's good. It's good. I hear you talk about the Japanese pitcher. Listen, Yankees pitcher's dominant. Strawman might be gone maybe by another week or so, and we can still be strong.
Wow. Okay.
We have 6 starting pitchers, man. We are just like the Dodgers.
No. We got 9 or 10 starting pitchers. Y'all got 6. We got We got Snell, Glasnow, Yamamoto, Kershaw.
Listen, I talk about real starting pitcher.
But what you calling Yamamoto? Not a real starting pitcher. You're not calling Kershaw. Kershaw probably one of the greatest pitchers to ever pitch in greatest left-handers ever.
Oh, but listen, boy, when you talk about left-hand, you have to think about the great Sandy Koufax. But
he's the second. You got to put Kershaw in the same conversation as Sandy Koufax. Yes.
Yeah, but guess what? Louisiana Lightning Ron Guidry was 23, 25, and 3 and 78. And listen.
Yeah, but you don't see that. You don't see.
He had won the lowest ERA, 1.179.
Yeah, but it'd be hard to see a 20-game winner again in the major leagues. It's very hard. I think that they rarities now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ERA because you always talking about your guy 2 point something. Look here, Guidry was under 2 by 30.
Yeah, he had a good.
The only person was much better than him is the late Bob Gibson, 1.12 and 69.
Yeah, you're correct. Right? You're correct.
So let's get it. Go Yankees, go.
Go Dodgers, go. Cut me down, I bleed Dodger blue. Thank you, my brother. We're gonna take our first break. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more sports so we can get into the picks. This is Pearly. That's a great Yankee. He always been. I love having a conversation with him. It's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's the Talking Heads Thursday with Pearly. We'll be right back.
The way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe, no. Cause now is not the time to cheat. Cause the wicked in a Babylon still ya if you're weak. Whoa, please my cause, oh child.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Everything is bigger and better at Burger King Nassau. When you have a big appetite, BK has a royal deal for you. Get a flame grilled double Big King Jr. or an original chicken sandwich, plus 4 chicken nuggets, small fries, a drink, and a fresh baked cookie for only $9.95, including that. The royal deal was built for a big appetite, and at $9.95, including that, it's a steal of a deal. Go big and enjoy the BK flavors you love with the $9.95 royal deal at Burger King Nassau.
Benazir Lampkin. Besides carrying all the roofing material needed to cover East End, Enterprises also has all the equipment needed to put it together and to protect your workers. At Enterprises, we got hand tools, power and manual, including hacksaws, hammers, mauls, wrecking bars, well, hopefully they won't need them yet, drill bits, tapes, plumb bobs, levels, and more. We got cement, concrete bond and fiber, lime, sand, and P-rock. We got dust masks, safety glasses, gloves, hard hats, and high-visibility vests. Lampkin, what we got here at Enterprises?
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
I'll never go in one combination. Boy. Rastaman about pagan, so I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari.
And welcome back to Talking Heads Thursday here with Pearly in the house. We're on Guardian Radio. It's 96.9 FM. Hey, Pearly, do you know what time the soccer starts on Saturday? Is that the one on the beach? Do you know where parking will be? Now, what I was talking about is my grandson playing. Well, I'm not certain what time it starts. I just asked somebody, so they should be telling me very, very soon, and I will let you know that. But parking, there's a parking at the beach volleyball site. There's a parking lot right there. Just before you get to the stadium is the parking lot right there, and as well as people usually park across the street on the playing field there. So there's lots of parking. Next text says, good afternoon. Can the Lakers make the finals? Also, what do you think about my Mets this season? Okay, now, I would not be surprised. I would not be shocked. I would not be surprised if the Lakers make the NBA finals. They can. That team can. If I'm concerned about the defense, I'm concerned about how well that defense will be. There is some weakness on the inside on the five. But if they continue to play the way they play in the last few days, if Luka continues to evolve into the player that we know he is, and him and I don't know how to call his name, him and the other guy, LeBron, find that chemistry, Austin Reeves and Hayes and all of them get together, the Lakers can. I think I would not be shocked if the Lakers make it to the Western Conference Final, and I would not be shocked if they make it to the NBA Finals. I would be surprised if they win at all, but it would not shock me. Okay? Young Mets. Mets got a good team. Probably the best team in New York. Don't let Mr. Sands hear me say that. But the Mets have spent some money. They've done some things. They have a really good team. I expect them to challenge my Dodgers. I expect them to win that division. Them in Philadelphia, the team they got there. I'm happy they signed back Alonso. So I think your Mets can do well. You probably can make it deep into the National League playoffs and probably buck the Dodgers for the National League championship. I don't know if you're good enough to beat the Dodgers. I think Dodgers get more pitching depth, a better bullpen. But I think it'll be between the Dodgers and the Mets for the National League. I would not sleep on the Philadelphia Phillies or the Atlanta Braves. I think Atlanta's losing some starting pitching. Is not going to be as strong as they were last year, the year before. Got a good young team. But I like what the Mets have done. I think the Mets will do well. I think they'll do well. And I can never give you the win over the Dodgers unless I know my Dodgers not that good. But it should be some really good baseball this summer. The Yankees it'll be good to see the battle for New York teams. I look forward to, I love the interleague play where you get to play American League teams, get to play National League teams, and the Mets and the Yankees will play. I look forward to seeing that weekend or that 3-game series. I hope it's a 3-game series. I look forward to seeing that later on in the year. I look forward to seeing the Yankees and the Dodgers in a 3-game series. I think they're playing in LA this year. So that should be something good to watch. But yeah, the Mets will look at NBA Finals. If they stay healthy, if LeBron stays healthy, if Luka stays healthy, if the team continue to develop the way Vanderbilt started to do as good as he, if Hachimura does his part, Austin Reeves, of course, we know what he's going to do. I like what the Lakers got. I like what the Lakers got this year, and I like what the future of the Lakers can look like. So let's see what happens. And it goes to the question: can Boston make it back? It'll be good to see a Laker-Boston NBA Finals day. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun to watch. Bring back that old Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rivalry that they used to have. I love Magic and Larry in the stadium, in the gym. That would be so much fun to watch. I would love it. I would love it. All right. All right, so we got some spring training, spring season games going on. And like I say, it don't mean nothing was going on because they're working on different things. All right, the Dodgers down 2-0 in the 8th inning. You got the Yankees. This makes it so funny. The Yankees and the Phillies finished tied 7-7. They don't play extra innings. All right, the Pirates beat the Twins 12-1. Detroit and the Rays finished 7-7. Cardinals beat the Marlins 8-4. Beat the Tigers 6-5. Orioles beat the Blue Jays 11-8. The Mets, or your Mets, Texas all over the Astros 5-0. The Rangers all over the Mariners 8-0. And the Padres lost to the Oakland 6-4. They mean nothing. Callie on there. How you doing?
Good evening, my good friend. How you doing?
My good brother. How you doing? I'm good. What's up?
Great, man. Man, for a brief moment there, I thought this was the Lakers station.
Well, it could be.
Listen, I am going to pull my ad if you keep talking with us there at Laker team the way you can.
So who you want to talk about? Who you want to talk about?
I want to talk about my Miami Heat.
Oh, you mean the Dana team? Okay, no problem. Let's go there.
But in all honesty, now you know I am an I am the original Laker hater, right?
Yeah, I know that. From we were in school, I know that.
Yes. Now, for the first time in my entire life, I really want the Lakers to win this championship.
And why is that?
Because you all guys, as much as I do not like LeBron James, you all refuse to give him credit for the great play he has been doing over the course of his career. And especially now that he's in his 40s. But to give him his just due. And so, because of that, the original Laker hater that I am pulling for the Los Angeles Lakers to win. Because I know my Miami Heat, we ain't going nowhere.
So you want the Lakers to win just so you could rub it in me and naughty face?
No, not your face. Because, you know, us from that great institute of SAC, we don't do each other like that.
Okay.
But Naughty...
That's an Andrews guy. We got to get him, eh?
I got to get him. Just for Naughty. Naughty refused to even call the man by his name.
Yeah, Naughty didn't want him there. Naughty from day one, Naughty was totally against that.
Yeah. But in any event, I just thought I would throw that out. Players, those of us who are basketball enthusiasts.
Yes.
Once in a while, we will hear something other than the Los Angeles Lakers until later down in the year when I'm hoping that you all advance all the way to the championship and play Cleveland, because I'm also a Boston hater.
Okay.
And beat Cleveland.
But I did talk about Boston a little while ago, and I talked about can Boston beat Cleveland? Can Oklahoma City finish?
I don't want Boston beat Cleveland. I know Boston love either.
But tomorrow they play each other. Tomorrow should be.
It should be. It should be.
So you're coming out. You're coming out this weekend.
I will be there, but not for a very long time. You know, I still have things that I have to do in terms of volleyball.
All right.
And I need you all to start talking more about volleyball.
Well, why don't you and I talk this week and rearrange to have you guys come on one day and we talk a little bit volleyball once the season gets started. How does that sound?
That sounds great to me.
All right, brother.
I'll see to it that I get done. So I'll see you on the weekend.
All right, brother. Take care. Good to hear your voice. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Naughty.
No, this ain't Naughty. This the good-looking one. Don't mix this up now. Naughty is that bright-skinned fella. This the little chocolate brown good-looking fella, okay?
Hey, what just do for LeBron? What just do for him?
What, we said it again?
What honor he supposed to be getting? I mean, I thought he had get almost all of that.
Well, there ain't no honor. People that's talking about are the 41-year-old and the numbers he's putting up. That's what it. You know more honors for there are no more honors for him to get other than maybe league MVP if he get that, but I doubt that happens this year. But they're just talking about a 41-year-old, the 40-year-old putting up the numbers he putting up. That's all it's about.
Right, I wonder what that gentleman was talking about. I know you don't like Boston, but boy, you gotta like Boston after this year again.
I was waiting on you. I was waiting on you to say that.
You don't like Boston, boy. Look here. You can like Boston after this.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, brother. We can see what happens, you know. But one thing, one of my most favorite sports announcers is Chris Berman from ESPN, and Chris Berman always says that is. Let's get into the picks. All right, so we got the Golden State Warriors at the Orlando Magic. Golden State is a 4.5-point favorite. I like Golden State tonight. I like Golden State, and I like them. And I'll take them with the points tonight. I think they can do well tonight. The Denver Nuggets will be at the Milwaukee Bucks. Denver's a 3.5-point favorite. Boy, this is an interesting game in Milwaukee. Milwaukee has not given me the reason to believe in them just yet. I don't know if this could be the start of it. But I like the Nuggets, and I take the Nuggets in the points tonight. The Charlotte Hornets at the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is a 9.5-point favorite. That's interesting. That's a lot for a team that's missing AD. That's a lot. I'm going to take the Mavericks on the money line today. I don't think they can beat them by 9.5 points. The New Orleans Pelicans at the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is 7.5-point favorites. Zion looked pretty good the other day. I'm going to take Phoenix, but I'm going to take them on the money line. I don't know if they can beat them by that many points. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the LA Lakers. Now, let me just double-check something before I say what I want to say. Edwards is game-time decision. Randall is out. James is game-time decision. Keebler is out. James will probably play tonight because they won't take him out. And the Lakers are 6.5-point favorite. I like the Lakers. I'll take the Lakers in the points tonight. I think they'll be fine tonight. I think the Lakers will be all right tonight. I think you're going to see another triple-double from Luka tonight. Let's get excited. Let's get excited about it, okay? Okay. I still don't have the time for the beach volleyball. But the key person I talked to texted me saying he didn't realize that the game was this weekend. So just stay tuned to Guardian Radio and Sports Section. They'll give you some announcement on it a little later, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the encouragement, especially the young ladies that called to encourage me. I so appreciate that. You guys take care of yourselves. Be safe. If you can't be safe, please be careful out there and drive safe in this way on the roads, okay? This is Pearlie saying goodbye. After another Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Take care. Naughty and MJ will be in tomorrow, and I'll be joining them at 5 o'clock. See you later.
Order my steps, soldier. The way is dark and I'm alone. But still I fear no foe, no. Cause now is not the time to sleep or turn the other cheek. Cause the wicked in a Babylon stew ya if you're weak. Whoa, plead my cause, soldier, and let me stand firm.
Refined style with elegant toes, slacks hemmed or just taking the waist. Then fine thread is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Craving some extra finger-licking good flavor? Well, love is in the air at KFC, and it's downright irresistible. KFC's Mega Love Bucket is filled with 8 pieces of the crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken that you love, and paired with 4 buttery biscuits, 8 saucy nuggets, large creamy mashed potatoes with gravy, and 4 sweet strawberry dessert biscuits. Pass by KFC today and crunch in love with a Mega Love Bucket. KFC is finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation.
But there's been a lot of talk about the NBA, and they need a face of the league. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The only thing more overrated than face of the league is people that buy gigantic houses. And they spend their next 7 years yelling at their kids upstairs in a 27,000 square foot house. Whenever I see these rich people buy these huge houses, I'm like, you can't possibly have kids. You're screaming constantly to find them. Smaller the house, the more the love in the house. You're around each other, right? And I've always had this feeling about face of the league. The NBA's had 3 all time. No, you think they've had 8, 10. Wilt wasn't the face of the league. He was flaky and weird. Kareem was the best player for over a decade. And you watched the HBO series on Kareem. That was very accurate. He was difficult to get along with. And Magic Johnson gets along with everybody. The league has had, there's a story this morning, Jason Tatum gets glossed over or ignored when observers consider face of the league. Hell, he wasn't face of the Celtics in the finals. Jaylen Brown was. Marcus Smart, 2 years earlier, was taking the ball from him. There's something about movie stars. Tom Cruise is a movie star. John Malkovich is a great actor. Denzel Washington, that's a movie star. Jeremy Irons, you could argue maybe a better actor, some would say. Maybe not. But there's a cool and a charisma. Tatum's excellent. He's not in the same zip code as cool. Zion had a chance to be face of the league. but he ate himself out of playing time. Ja Morant maybe had a chance. He wasn't mature enough. There's been 3 faces of the league, and I've been watching this league since I was on a bunk bed in 1972 watching Wilt and the Lakers, old Wilt with a headband, Jerry West, Gail Goodrich. Yes, that's why I got this gray hair. I've watched a lot of NBA in the 70s. The rest of you collected baseball cards. I collected NBA cards. Faces of the league. Magic, Michael, and LeBron. And that is it. Whoa, what about Kobe Bryant? He wasn't as popular as Shaq. People worshiped Kobe's talent. People liked Shaq. What about Steph Curry? He's close, but you can have one face of the league, and in his prime, LeBron was in his prime. And Steph's never really sold shoes. And by the way, you generally have to be the best player on your own team. For several years with KD, he wasn't. And I'm a huge Steph fan. So there's a couple of factors that are really important. First of all, and this is why Steph is close, you have to have an otherworldly talent. We'd never seen anything like Magic Johnson. The smile, the passes. He was a 6'9" point guard. Against the Sixers in the finals, he played center and scored 42 points. Michael Jordan, greatest player ever. I mean, nobody played like Michael. You never seen anything like Michael. And LeBron James, again, walked into the league the first night of the NBA out of high school. He scored 20 points. He was scoring 40 later that year. So you have to have otherworldly talent. You also have to want it. Michael, Magic, and LeBron are outstanding business guys. They read the business page before. It really helps if we're introduced to you early. We're watching Michael Jordan as a freshman at North Carolina. Who is this kid? We're watching Magic Johnson win a natty over Larry Bird, national championship, Judd Heathcote, the Spartans. Who's this kid with all the crazy passes? And LeBron James in high school, the chosen one. This is where, like Tim Duncan was good enough, but boring. Kareem was great enough, but stoic. Kobe, little moody, little difficult. Shaq was more liked. But it really helps if we're introduced to you early, and that's where it hurts the international guys. None of us, I mean, I'm not sitting watching Lithuanian basketball on YouTube. Maybe you are. Most people are not. And that's why Zion had a chance. His YouTube stuff blew up and his crazy dunks, and then he goes to Duke, and then there's the shoe deal where it explodes, and it's Nike, and you're like, okay, here it goes. And he got a taste of that jambalaya and that New Orleans food, which I had for a week, and, he went a little sideways. A lot of sideways. So international guys sort of get dropped onto bad teams, and then you look up 3 years later with Giannis and go, whoo, that guy's amazing. We like the journey in America. We love the journey. We want to be introduced to you. The movie Air with Michael Jordan, we want to see you struggle. I mean, Magic Johnson, the personal stuff, HIV, we've seen the Laker game, and this is the craziest thing. Magic's everywhere in Los Angeles. If you're at a Laker game and Magic Johnson walks into the arena, I am not joking, the crowd stands. It's insane. It's like he's all over town. You see him driving around town. Kareem walks into the arena, arguably a greater player. Nobody gets up. He's an intellect. He's fascinating. I have tons of respect for him. He was the best player when I was a kid, better than Wilt for sure. Greater offensive player than Russell, who I didn't see play live. But there is a charisma and a star power. Jaylen Brown isn't it. Nobody's overlooking Jaylen Brown. The only guy that's got an argument, to me, a real argument, is Steph Curry. But there's one face of the league, and in his prime, LeBron was in his prime. And I don't think sports need to have a face of the league. I mean, Ohtani is the face of baseball with Aaron Judge. Both appear to be great guys. One in New York, one in L.A. Do you have to have one? I mean, to me in baseball, it's more about what teams are winning. Dodgers are winning. Atlanta, Cubs, viable. Maybe the Mets, baseball's fine. Phillies help as well, and that's why they're good. But this talk about face of the league, there's been 3 in my lifetime. It's not just about productivity, or Jeremy Irons would be the face of Hollywood. Denzel's been that. Tom Hanks has been that. Tom Cruise has been that. There's a formula for all this stuff. And that's why it's so damn hard. Some of the guys don't want it. I'm not sure Wemby wants it. I think Ant By the way, if Ant played in Los Angeles, I think you'd have a shot. If Wemby was in New York, international, maybe a shot. But there's a lot of components to this stuff, and I don't think Jason Tatum, and this is not disrespectful to his game, but when I watch the finals, I mean, they shipped Marcus Smart out of town, a defensive guard, because he was taking the ball out of Jason Tatum's hands. Nobody took it out of LeBron's hands, including Kyrie Irving and D. Wade. Nobody took the ball out of Michael's hands. And Kareem, you run the show. There is an alpha. There is a formula. Jason Tatum's a great player. But he's closer to Duncan in personality than Magic. Just think about this. Close your eyes, unless you're driving and listening on radio. Let's close our eyes about Magic Johnson. You can see the smile. Think about Michael. You can see that cocky grin. Think about LeBron. You can see the imagery, pregame, chalk. You can close your eyes, and there's images with stars. Close your eyes now and do it with Tatum. I don't see anything. 26 a night? I don't see anything. Close your eyes and do it with Duncan. You see a rebound? I'm not being harsh here. I can close my eyes and I see Magic Johnson smile and laugh. I see Michael Jordan in the documentary. He sees his intensity, his brooding intensity, but his likability. LeBron James, say what you want. I close my eyes. I can see his game running down the floor, blocking things. There's a formula to this stuff. I don't think the NBA needs it, but we've had 3 all time. That's it. Okay, I got one other thing I want to touch on. And I may have been rambling there, but, I feel strongly about that. So, I've said this before. I'm divorced. When you get a divorce, you got to be a grown-up, okay? Guys, if you're going to get a divorce, you have to realize she may date somebody that's better looking than you and much more successful than you. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with that? So when the Dallas Mavericks made that trade, what we're finding out, they're now bad-mouthing the ex. Stories are now leaking on Luka. Here's one of the stories that is leaking on Luka. Athletic had a story. According to Sam Amick, the people who witnessed Luka's last days in Dallas called him lazy. They talk about the weight issues. They mention the social habits The Athletic has reported on. Such a taste for beer and hookah. That ain't the only thing they smoking in the NBA. I'm just saying. And if you've been in New York, go to a hookah bar. It's a good time. Folks, Michael Jordan smoked cigars, drank wine, played 36 holes on days of playoff games. He's the GOAT. Shaq came into the season out of shape. I mean, right now, pot is wine in the NBA. It's fine. The bottom line is they weren't ready for this divorce. They thought this divorce was all about Anthony Davis and getting the lazy guy out. They had no idea how much it would tick off Dallas fans. I saw a story this morning. And by the way, all those bad work habits got Luka 5-time first-team All-Pro. Okay? It didn't hurt him that much. It didn't hurt Michael that much. He was playing late-night games, smoking his 17th cigar in 4 hours. Leaking stuff makes them look bad. The Mavericks' ticket prices have fallen 40%. And you know what? Luka's now dating somebody that's more successful, got a lot of trophies. Crypto Arena, bigger brand. And they didn't think about it. They just didn't think about that. This was all about getting him out. They had no idea how big the Lakers brand is. They had no idea that it would create this incredible LeBron James joy and energy, and they're not here for it. So they're just leaking stuff to make him look bad. First of all, none of this stuff is a surprise. There's a piece of video years ago, Luka, after winning or getting to a championship level, somebody takes a beer out of his hand. The other thing is kids drink earlier in Europe. Kids are drinking wine with their parents when they're 15 years old. In Europe, go there. More people smoke. It's just a different lifestyle. It's a very relaxed lifestyle. Long lunches, a lot of cigs, a lot of wine for kids, little chill, afternoon siestas. So this is a team that thought they were ready for the divorce. And Luke upgraded. And by the way, in the same conference, just moved down the street. Drives by the house all the time, and you don't like what it feels like. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle